A man with an ass. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man with an ass. Yeah. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man who had a burst of May 1st. Why? Because he had a thirst. He stroked his dong until it burst. The camera was on. It was on the whole time. Which was Tekken 8. Now, originally, the idea for Tekken 8 was that I was going to learn a new character. But in order for me to learn a new character in a fighting game, it's not as simple as pick the character, go into training mode, play for 20 minutes, and jump online. That's not how it works. All right? In a fighting game, if you're actually trying to learn and be good and play well, you need to study. And what that would entail is me going online on YouTube, finding tutorial videos, watching things like basic strategies, basic combos, basic punishes, right? Things like that. Then watching some matchups to see how people implemented that character. That's literally how I learned Street Fighter 6. That's why I was able in Street Fighter 6 to basically get as good as I did and get multiple characters to master level. That was the only reason. And previously, I never really studied fighting games. It was always hands-on learning. But today, because I'm a full-time streamer, people don't really enjoy the hands-on learning. They want to see me start playing and kind of know what I'm doing right from the get-go. So, the idea was I was going to use a new character, but what happened was, Sunday, I was here in this office, extra overtime working all day long on React content. We had the React show on DSP Reacts. We had the Dark Souls React stream on DSP Throwback. And I had a private patron video of over an hour length to make. So once all that was done, I was like, dude, I am so burnt out that I can't be watching Tekken videos all night to try to learn a new character. So I said, I'm not going to do it. And then originally what the plan then was that I was going to probably pick 1 hour of each of the characters who I've used in Tekken. So 1 hour of Paul, 1 hour of King, 1 hour of June, and do like an hour each in this multiplayer session yesterday. But that didn't work out that way either, and here's why. When I started using Paul, I realized, oh crap, my Paul is way under level. And what I mean by that is, even though there is a general point total that you maintain in Tekken when you play online, each character has to still go through individual ranks. So I was kind of mistaken when I originally criticized Tekken 8 and says, oh, the ranking system is not like Street Fighter 6 because the characters are all grouped together. That's not true. In general, if you do really well with one character and you level them up, it will bring all your other characters up along with them. But actually not by that much, because I would say right now my June is my highest ranked character. But even then, when I went to use Paul yesterday, he was still way down at the bottom, like maybe in like the blue or maybe early green leagues, as opposed to, you know, I had to go through the yellow, the orange, the red to get to the better challengers. So I was like, oh, well, truth be told, you know, I'm way ranked low here with Paul. The whole first hour of me playing was essentially me spanking people who were nearly as good as me and didn't really know how to play the game that well. They didn't know his mix-ups. They didn't know how to stop anything he did. So because of that, it was just like a non-stop barrage of me whooping people. And after that first hour, people were like, wow, like even though it's satisfying seeing you win like that, we definitely want to see you have some challenge, so just keep playing with Paul. So I did, and in fact, the thing that was suggested to me was, why don't you make a custom outfit for him quickly, just like you did with June? That way it's not just the default Paul that we're staring at. So I did. I made an absolute silly outfit for Paul that we used. We had like a stupid, like a Hawaiian-style shirt, but it was like skulls, and he had a guitar on his back. You know, it looked really silly. And I proceeded to keep playing, and overall, I won twice as much as I lost, which is pretty darn good. Now, for clarification purposes, no, I didn't get to as high of a rank with Paul as I did with June. So when I'm playing with June Kazama, I'm fighting better players, and that's why I'm breaking even when I play with her. When I'm playing with Paul, I am getting there, and there were some losses. Like, I would say Dragunov right now is a tricky character for me because he has a lot of fast, safe moves that I'm not sure really how to read and or counter. I mean, he's got a launcher where he just is uppercut, and it's like a full screen range, and it freaking goes through everything, and it's instant. And I'm like, so he hits me with that, he gets a free like 50% combo, and it's so fast and so much better than launchers of other characters. I'm like, damn, that's a huge advantage for him. Also, his heat smash is crazy fast and does giant chunks of damage. So it's like, it's character knowledge for me at this point. I'm facing certain characters that I've never seen before, or I don't really know what they're capable of, and then they just abuse stuff. I'm like, damn, I just got completely baited by this like 4 times in a row because I didn't realize the character had that. That's something that'll come in time. As I play more Tekken, I'll learn. Okay? So anyway, I ended up playing the entire stream with Paul Phoenix, which originally wasn't the plan. I won twice as much as I lost. I think I won like 40 wins and lost like 20 times or something like that. But I made great gains, you know, leveled him up pretty high. If I play with him again now, I should be at a level where I'm going to be fighting good comp. Okay? So that's a great thing. But I definitely noticed something, and you guys are going to probably notice it too, especially if you're those who watch videos on demand as opposed to the live streams. I can now definitively tell all of you, I am not getting nearly as much. I mean, I'm getting like a fraction of the views and attention on Tekken as I did on Street Fighter 6. Case in point, those videos with Paul, which is good gameplay. It's me kicking butt with Paul, getting big combos, learning strategies, mix-ups, doing good stuff, and getting progressively better. It's good gameplay. You know, it is. It's my journey with Paul to get better. Those videos in 24 hours don't even have 300 views each. You know? And I know that's a weird arbitrary number, but for me, over the years on YouTube, like, for any new game or something, you should look to aim at least to get 300 views. You know, within the first 12 hours, if you don't get 300 views within 24 hours, it essentially means there's not a lot of interest, right? And that's fine if you're balancing it with other stuff, but this is a brand new fighting game. It's only been out a week and a half, all right? When I was playing Street Fighter 6, right, and I was playing it and leveling up and stuff, there was 2 to 3 times as much interest as this. We had more people on the streams, we had more people engaged and invested in it, we had more people supporting it, and we had more people watching it, okay? So, here's the thing. I don't think it's me, because I'm actually approaching this game the same way I did Street Fighter 6. I'm studying, I'm getting better, I'm trying to learn. This is not me just messing around with the game and losing and then raging at the game. I'm actually legitimately trying to understand why I'm losing. I'm asking questions of the chat. Hey, why do you think I lost that? What is it with this move? What was that move? Was that his heat smash or was that something else? How do you avoid that? Can you punish that? And I'm trying to learn actively. I want to get better at Tekken because I really like this game. And quite frankly, I've always liked Tekken. I just never had the investment in it as I did Street Fighter. And I'll be honest, I think Street Fighter 6 has played out. Now it's been out, what, 8 months? And every time I play it, it just feels like it's more of the same, people playing exactly the same way, abusing the online connections and getting away with stuff, and it's just not that fun anymore. Sure, every once in a while to do a stream of it probably would be neat, but until they either rebalance it with a Season 2 or they add enough significant new content, I don't feel like I really want to play it that much anymore. I'm burnt out on it. You know, I'm not really enjoying myself when I play that game. But here's the thing. People asked for months, oh, I can't wait for Tekken. When Tekken comes out, really excited to see Phil play Tekken again. And then when I started playing it, people were like, we're shocked. We thought Phil was not that good at Tekken, but he's decent. I would say I'm average at Tekken. I'm not good at this game. I know I'm not. I don't have character knowledge to be good. Once I learn the characters, and I know their moves and capabilities, and I learn what's blockable, what's not, what's parryable, what can be punished, how do you dodge this? Do you duck it? Do you know? Once I figure that stuff out, then I'll say I'm getting better at Tekken. Right now, I feel like I'm just average. I have fundamentals, or I'm getting fundamentals in this game because I've played Tekken before, but it's definitely not as good as I am in Street Fighter. But again, even then, people were like, wow, we're surprised. You definitely are better than you let on. The way you were talking is that you're not good at the game, but look, you're getting win streaks and everything. I mean, you're right, but I've also been playing at the lower levels. Take a look at what happened with Paul. As soon as I got to a level where people knew what they were doing, then the matches were much closer, and it was kind of back and forth as opposed to me dominating, right? But yeah, like, just, it's indisputable at this point. Take a look at the reaction and the amount of attention that Tekken 8 is getting on this channel versus Street Fighter 6. It's night and day. Now, you might say there's various reasons for this. Number one, all right, I'm not known for fighting games. And I was at one point. I was actually known as, hey, that's the guy who plays Super Turbo online. That's the guy who messes around with Street Fighter 4 and does fun Madness series sets, and those are really fun too, right? I used to do that stuff. Quite frankly, I was known as the guy who freaked out when playing fighting games and yelling at their opponents in a toxic way, and people thought it was funny, and that was the shtick that got me popularity on YouTube for fighting games back in the day. It wasn't my skill level. Honestly, I think today, with the level that I am at in Street Fighter 6, with multiple characters at master level, Already, the level I'm playing at in Tekken 8 a week and a half in, this is much better than I've played in fighting games ever on YouTube before, except Super Turbo. That would be the one game I would say, yeah, I played at a high level at that game. But outside of that, of a new fighting game, these are the best I've ever performed in new fighting games, right? So that's the thing, and it's like, so what exactly am I supposed to do differently? I honestly don't know, all right? Because right now we've come to a point where I have to make a decision. So let me explain to you what I mean by that. And no, it's not, am I dropping Tekken? No, because I'm not dropping Tekken. I like Tekken. I'm going to keep playing Tekken, okay? But here's the decision that we have to come to, all right? I'm not going to be playing Tekken 8 as much as Street Fighter 6. I can't. Why? Because number one, right now there's a lot of other games going on that I need to continue to make progress in. And if I play as much Tekken as I did Street Fighter 6, I won't make the progress in those games that I need to. All right, so that's just being matter of fact. But number two, Tekken is not getting as many views, attention, or support as Street Fighter 6 did. So because of that, I just can't play it more often. I can't be playing it 4 or 5 times a week like I was doing with Street Fighter 6. It wouldn't support the business. You understand? It just wouldn't. Yesterday, I barely hit the tier 1 goal for tips, and everything else was slow as hell. Like, basically, it was like, wow, I'm doing a daytime stream of Tekken, thinking that it's going to bring in more viewers, and it actually kind of did the opposite. Like, I probably would have done better playing any other game. And I'm like, wow, I'm surprised at this. I am. I'm definitely surprised at this. It confuses me because, again, the vibe that I was getting from my audience for months was, we're getting bored of Street Fighter 6. We can't wait for Tekken 8 because we like how you covered Street Fighter 6, so we want to see that in another different fighting game franchise. So that's exactly what I'm giving you, but definitely the attention's not there for it. All right? So my question is, how do I approach moving forward in Tekken with all of this being the case? And here's the 2 scenarios. Number one, I play the game more casually. And what I mean by that is, I take maybe like once a week, I pick a new character. And maybe like for Friday night fights, you know, I go into training mode and I do a half an hour of practice. And then we play for about 90 minutes of online play. And then I do another stream later in the week of online multiplayer with that character. So essentially you're talking like 4.5 hours of online multiplayer with a new character each week, where I just try to learn the basics. I start from the bottom, right? And I try to learn basics, combos, or whatever, and apply. And I can do that like once a week. Because at least I want to play Tekken 8 twice a week. Probably one night stream, one day stream. Okay? So if that's the case, then doing it that way, right? Maybe I can learn one character a week. And then over the course of a month or two, I'll know like 8 or 9 characters. Okay? That's one approach. All right? The other approach is, instead of doing that, I focus in on 3 or 4 characters that I like, that I'm good with, and that I'm getting better with, and I really try to improve with just those characters, and I basically get to a much higher level of gameplay. It'll be way more challenging. It'll be frustrating because people are going to be good. They already are. Like when I'm playing with June, I'm playing damn good players who are mixing me up and hitting me with stuff I've never seen. I'm like, damn, you know, this is going to be hard to hang with these players when I really don't know what I'm facing. You know, it's complete lack of game knowledge because I haven't really played this franchise that much, right? So, in this regard, if I really only focus on 3 or 4 characters, it's going to be like Paul, King, June, and maybe I pick one more, all right? And then, every time you see me play Tekken 8, it's going to be me focusing on those characters. You know, maybe on Friday Night Fights, it'll be one character. And then when I play it again on Monday or Tuesday, it'll be one of the other characters. And then the next Friday Night Fights, it's the other character. And I kind of rotate. Because if I do that, then I feel like if I'm focusing on the same characters and I'm studying and I'm watching matchup knowledge online and stuff like that, I'm going to learn. I'm going to get better. You're going to see me climb the ranks. It'll be slow because it's not going to be like Street Fighter 6 where I was playing it constantly. But it'll be slower progress, but it will still be progress. You understand? Here's the thing. There's just not enough attention on Tekken 8 to warrant me playing it more or as much as Street Fighter 6. Therefore, you're not going to see the same things happen like happened with Street Fighter 6. For example, in Street Fighter 6, I literally within a month played like with 10 characters. I did. Like I was picking 2 characters a week and learning them and going online and messing around. Now, I wasn't good with all of them. For example, DJ I played once, did horribly, never went back. Minot played once, did horribly, never went back, right? But through me playing so many characters, I finally caught on with those that I really liked, and it allowed me to learn and get better, and then latch on to say 4 or 5 that I really liked and bring them to master level. With Tekken, I'm not going to be playing it that much. So I'm not going to be able to play 10, 15 characters and then pick out of those the 4 or 5 that I like. It's got to be one or the other. Either I play it casually and you will see more variety, but I just won't do that well. I won't get good. Or I focus on a smaller group of characters and I do get good, but then you're not going to see a lot of variety, right? And I feel like, again, I'm in one of those situations that no matter what I do, I can't please everyone. There's going to be some people who are always going to be asking for another character. It's happening right now. I'm not even kidding you. As I decided to play with Paul yesterday, there were people in the chat. So when's your new character? Is it going to be Yoshimitsu? Is it going to be Kuma? Who's it going to be? We're waiting. When's your next character? I'm like, can I just play with Paul? Can I just play and get better? Like, again, I think a lot of people, they don't understand how fighting games work. And that's fine, especially for those of you who've never played at a competitive level. But there is a grind involved. It's not simply you play with a character once, oh, you know them, now move on. That's not the case. There's always knowledge to be learned. There's always matchups to get better at. And that's the case. Like, I think what happens is people see me beat up people with Paul quick, and they're like, oh, he already knows Paul. No. I'm just beating people who don't know how to play. Once I get to that level, like it was at the end of yesterday's stream where people are better, now it's a big, more daunting task to get those wins. This is where the real challenge lies for me. You see? And I hope that you guys will continue to tune in no matter what I do. But at this point, I do need feedback. What would you like to see? Do you want to see me keep playing with new characters and just learn general knowledge about the game and not get better? Or do you want to see me play with 3 or 4 characters, focus in solely on them, and get better? Because there's got to be a choice at this point. If I'm playing it twice a week, we have to make the decision now so I know how to approach it. Like this coming Friday night, right? My choice is either pick a new character or play with King again. Because I haven't played with King now in a week, and I would like to get better with King. I was doing well with King, and then I kind of hit a wall where I was like, oh, these faster characters are jabbing me and interrupting everything I do. So my next step with King would be go online and look for like punish stuff for King. What's his best, fastest move so I can punish people who are just spamming me with light, quick attacks? That's what I need to figure out. And I'll do that, or I'll learn a new character. So it's like, so what do I want to do? What do you guys want? You know, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I could see the sides of both of it. Back in the day when I played a fighting game, I learned every character, and a man with an ass. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man with an ass. Yeah. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man. Philip Burnell is a man who had a burst of May 1st. Why? Because he had a thirst. He stroked his dong until it burst. The camera was on. It was on the whole time.